Well, good afternoon. My name is Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine. Welcome to Beaver Creek Outpost. Deer camp. Deer camp. The only way in here is by the six-wheeler you see behind me. It's quite a little jaunt in. Sometimes it's worse than others. This one wasn't too bad. This is the first time I've been in here since last deer season. And sometimes the trail can be clogged up with trees, all that stuff that comes down over the winter. Today wasn't that bad at all. There was 2 trees across the trail, so that wasn't bad. I opened up the trails out to the deer stands. Had a tree across that one. Had a little bit of a tree across this one, but that was across it last year, so I knew that one was there. Wasn't too concerned with that one. Time for a coffee break. I've come in to open the place up for Youth Day, which is tomorrow and Saturday. I will have my second to the oldest grandson in here tomorrow, Joshua. It's his turn, so he'll be in here tomorrow and Saturday for 2 days of hunting. And there's a lot of deer sign in that stand over there, so maybe we'll see what happens for him, if he can be quiet and sit still and everything else that goes along with that. But if you're interested in this outpost and how I built it and when I built it, go check it out in my playlist. You'll find it in there. Go to my home page, go down the page until you come to created playlist, and you'll see a playlist in there for building Beaver Creek. And I don't know how many videos, 30 videos in there, maybe more, of how we built this with the 6-wheeler and small trailer that's sitting over there. Very comfortable, very small, but very comfortable, warm. Got a wood stove in it. I've got a cord of wood sitting here in a makeshift wood shed that's seasoned and always ready for me. Gas lights, gas stove, and a nice comfortable bed. So what I do is I come in ahead of the season, usually before now, but been busy. You guys been watching my videos, you know it's been busy. But anyways, I come in ahead of the season, make sure I have a propane heater in there also, so that if I come back and I don't want to build a campfire, plus it's a small camp in there, so you build a regular fire and you get roasted out. So I have a small propane heater that will take the chill off on them nights it's not really cold enough for a fire. So I come in and check the propane bottles. I keep 2 of them in here. Then lots of times I'll keep 2 out in the pickup. That way I keep water out in the pickup and I keep extra propane out there. That way if I do run short, I can make a 4-wheeler ride out to the pickup and resupply and all of that. So that works out pretty good. But there's everything in here you need: pots and pans and frying pans and silverware, coffee, dry goods, dry food, peanut butter and jelly, all the stuff you need at an outpost. It's a very, very nice hunt in here. It was something I put together in 2021. And it's a big story, so I won't get into it all in this video. But like I said, go check out my playlist. See how I come about getting this piece of property. 15 acres in here, all on a swampland. It's very private. Since 2021, I have only seen 2 hunters passing through. And one of them was my neighbor right next to me. And he wasn't really in here hunting as much. It was the first year I built in here. And he was curious and wanted to I think try to catch me in here so he could see who I was. But anyways, I haven't seen him since 2021. But outside of that, it's just a really, really private place to hunt. I have 3 tree stands in here. I wanted to bring in a ground blind, but I didn't get a chance to get that built this year. I wanted to build a heatable ground blind because I've got one spot in here. It would be nice for a tree stand, but not necessarily. So I was just wanted to put in one ground blind that's heatable. Same deal, build it along the same lines as my hunt shacks, but with windows and stuff like that where I could put a buddy heater in there and just take the chill off on them cold winter days as we get into December for muzzleloading hunting and all of that. So, but location, 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 you'll hear me say that a lot in videos when it comes to deer hunting. Location, location, location. It's not just where the deer are. Location also takes into how many other hunters are in that piece of woods. That's another big factor in your location, location, location. And I've always hunted that way. Most of my hunting has been done with a canoe, especially behind my house. There's a 5 square mile swamp there that I had 5 tree stands in, and the same thing there, location, location. By canoeing up into the stream, I would canoe a couple of miles. That's where my tree stands were. Private. Rare, rare, rare did I ever see a hunter back in there. So, but just another one of those, location, location, and private. I'm not saying make private land by hanging out posted signs, no trespassing, all that. I'm so sick of seeing no trespassing signs. We've been swallowed up since COVID, and more land, as outsiders come in and buy land, the first thing they do is put up a posted sign and a cable across the road, a cable across the driveway. So that's not what I mean by private land. I mean, get out and do your scouting. And that means even going for a ride sometimes in November to see where other hunters are hunting and not hunt that spot. Try to find spots where other hunters aren't really piling into. And you'll find that on the tail end of the season, especially with big bucks, they get pushed around enough from opening day on. They'll get pushed around for that couple of weeks, and they'll go seek out these little pieces of woods, usually behind someone's house or behind your house, and they'll seek out these little pieces of woods that are quiet because all the ridges are getting pushed, all the swamps are getting pushed, in back of me is a couple of mile ridge behind me. I don't hunt over this. It's about 2 miles from here. I don't hunt over there because there's a dirt road that comes in, and then there's another road that will take you towards the next town. If you follow it out far enough, you'll come out 5 miles on the other end of it, and you'll come out to a town. But anyways, a lot of people hunt that ridge. But that's good. We know they're over there. They're not over here. So that's what I'm talking about. Location, location, private. However you gotta get in and find a piece of private land, whether it be 6-wheeler, 4-wheeler, canoe. I would seriously take the time to scout out that kind of property for hunting. And if you come to, like, I'm fortunate because I've always hunted a swamp with a stream in it. So that's given me a lot of knowledge from the last 30 years, 40 years of hunting the swamp that's behind my house. There's a stream that runs all the way up through it. And it's the same thing here. There's a stream that borders my property and goes all the way around it. My 2 property pins for this piece of land are in the center of that stream, according to the deed. I've never seen them, but supposedly that is the property line, is the center of that stream. But why am I talking about that here? The reason I'm talking about that here is that a lot of these streams, like the stream behind my house, probably 40 feet across it. This one, this year, is narrow because we had a drought year. It's the driest I've ever seen it in here. But it's still 20 to 30 feet across it. What the deer do, about 20 yards in from the woods line that goes out to the stream, you'll have some trees that go down the side of the stream, and then always swale grass in these swamps, so you'll have your swale grass. But about 20 yards or less from the stream's edge is always a deer run, always. And you could pick this one up a mile that way and just follow it, and it hugs the stream all the way up through there. And then it'll have deer runs that go off the side of it, and then some will cross the stream, and that's the way it is at my house. And some of those crossings that cross, I've sat on just the crossing, haul in I had, when I first started hunting those crossings, I had a boat cushion, little square boat cushion for the canoe is what I sat on. And I would take that cushion out and throw it out up in the woods, where I just sat right on the ground on that cushion behind a couple of trees. And you'd be surprised how many deer I took that way. They would come out to that crossing and jump in, swim across, and then when they climb out, I'd blast them. So I took a lot of deer that way. So, but that's a pretty good tip for you. If you do get onto a stream, you find something up country, or you got something around your house, go look 20 yards away from that stream and see if there's not a nice deer run that comes down alongside of it. I picked up 2 cameras today. I still got one more out there, but the camera that was over there, there's foot-wide deer paths. Went right by it, so that's where that's the one I take the kids to. Hopefully we'll have some luck over there. Lots and lots and lots of deer sign. Not as much down there yet, but it might have been there. It's just not as prominent this time of year. So we'll see. But great to be in here. I know a lot of you guys were waiting for me to open up Beaver Creek. Well, Beaver Creek is open for business. I've got a cold. 2 days ago, I came down with a cold. So that's a bummer going into deer season. But anyways, it is what it is. I got some cough drops coming in. We got all kinds of good food coming in. Youth Day Hunt is all about making sure that he has a good time. Whether it be hanging out in the tree stand, hanging out in the cabin, or having a good breakfast in the morning. It's mainly just to show him a good time and teach him about Beaver Creek. Beaver Creek is a special spot. Hard hunt, swale grass is pretty tall. So when the deer come through, you can basically only see their heads. That's the way it was 2 years ago when I had Caleb in here, and we took that deer. They were standing still, and you couldn't see the bodies. Couldn't see the bodies at all. So, but anyways, I love being in here. I want it to be a little cooler, but it's a little warm for me today. But I love being in here when it's cold. I like being in here when it snows too. So that usually happens come November, especially if I'm in here playing around with muzzle loading season. Our muzzle loading season in this area, I think goes till the 15th of December. So them days, I've sat in the tree stand over there, them days is pretty chilly. Pretty chilly. Eric, you must be all getting warmed up. Eric is in Michigan. He's been a part of this channel for a long time, and he's part of the Patreon channel. he gets some nice deer. He sends them to me. He sends me pictures. Stacy passed away this year. Stacy's been a part of the channel from the very beginning. He passed away of cancer. Young man, really young, younger than me. And but he sent me. I forget where he was from. But anyways, he had a wicked deer hunt behind his house. They have open land. I want to say Ohio, something like that. They have open land where he was, and Iowa, I don't know where it was. I have to look it up. You guys have come from all over the place. I don't got a memory. I can remember where everybody comes from. But anyway, Stacy was a part of this channel, and I really looked forward to November when he'd start sending me pictures. What he did, he put together a hunting place out there with a really nice big hunt shack. It was 10 by 10, wood stove in it, kitchen. And what he would do is he would take veterans, handicapped veterans in wheelchairs and on crutches, stuff like that. And he would take these veterans deer hunting. And they always got a deer. He was sending me pictures every weekend of these guys getting deer. So it's a different kind of hunt out there than it is here. He used to say like a draw or something, where they would the deer would come down. I don't know what hollow spot by a stream, whatever it was. But anyways, that's where his stand was set up on a bank, and then the deer would walk in the lower part. But I'm gonna miss his pictures. So Eric, I'm counting on you to send me some deer pictures. Oh, this cold's gonna kick my behind. Well, I'm gonna go in the cabin now. I'm gonna make my bed, get that all squared away. This cabin been shut up tight since last November. All my blankets are here and all that, but you gotta kind of mouse-proof everything. So now I'm gonna go in there and get everything out, get the bed made, fluff my pillow, maybe put a mint on my pillow for tomorrow night. We'll be in here tomorrow, like I said, for him. We'll be eating some deer steak. We'll be eating some deer sausage. All that's been saved up for this hunt. And we'll just plain have a good time. Well, anyways, you guys have a great day. I wanted to bring you in for Beaver Creek opening, prepping. And here we are, another season. You have a great week.